Hi, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, okay, fine, thank you. A very good evening, one and all. Is my screen visible, guys? Please respond in the chat box once. Please confirm. Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you. Okay, fine. So let me complete the yesterday's assignment first of all. Uh, Only 115 students are joined till now. Anyway, it's not an issue. I will start. So by 6:30 we will complete the class. Okay. So create a set with elements 10, 3.14 BVC and print the set and do the below operations. So I have explained what is a set and all. Set is a collection of elements of different data types, but it should be in curly braces. Okay. So yesterday we have completed how to add. Add is a method which can add only one element at a time. Okay. So but update method can update the elements. Multiple elements can be updated at the same time. So remove the element, that means we have the method, predefined method is called remove. Okay. So discard method means it will not throw any error message if the element is not found. So anyway, let me almost I think 60 students submitted the assignment from outsiders and 40 students from second CSC students. So and I would like to tell you one thing, guys. Secondary CSC students in the Great Learning platform, uh, I will award some marks to you. Okay, very soon. So don't worry, because of some busy works. Almost today I ate my lunch around 5 o'clock. Okay, just half an hour back I had my lunch. So due to busy schedule in the college, so I'm very busy with that works. So after I will be free, then only I will correct those assignments in the Great Learning platform. But every day you should do at the same time, because you can understand the pro concepts very easily. Okay, even some of the students, that means, are listening by their interest, but they are also submitting their assignment. So it is your responsibility to submit. I don't want to scold you guys, because you are very good students. I know. I like secondary CSC students very much, because compared to other subjects, you listen my class every day. So I know. Okay. So anyway, thank you. Um, but I will correct very soon. Okay. So I am very busy with my mocks. So I hope you understand. So tomorrow we are having a ISET examination in our college. So by 6 o'clock I have to report to the college also. Okay. So anyway, so that's my personal. So anyway, let me explain the concepts. Now the time is 5:31, but 168 students joined till now. Anyway, I have to complete by 6:30. So let me start. So this is the program. Every day I will copy the this answer from one of the student who submitted the assignment. So this is done by the finally research student. So now I'm giving like set 1. So this is just a variable name 10 3.14 BVC. So I really I have given a question like create and set, that means print the set elements. I have given the first question like, so you just print set 1. See, print set 1. Okay, so print set 1 means it will print the required set. For let me execute it first, and I will take a annotations. Please wait for a moment. Okay, so I will switch on my video also. No problem. 1 minute. Okay, fine. So thank you. Okay, fine. So if you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box, guys. So print of set 1. Now I'm printing that values BVC 3.14 10. So it will be in different order because it is basically unordered. As you know already in the yesterday's class I have discussed about this. So set 1 dot add of Python. I have given a question like you have to add a Python. So that is a method which is a predefined method, that is nothing but add. So add method adds that Python element to the particular list. So now I'm getting BVC 10 3.14 is Python. And let me print like print of set 1. Set 1 dot add of 50. That means now again you have to add 50. Now I'm getting the list with the 50. Okay, but it should be in any order. So that's why it is called as unordered. Okay. So next, coming to the update method. So update method is a method which is used to multiple elements can be updated. That means you can add multiple elements to the set. So I'm giving 45 programming and welcome. So it is not required actually. So if you're giving like add of Python, there is a string. If you're giving a number, no need of double quotes. Okay, you can add directly like. Okay, so next, and remove of 45. That means the 45 element will be removed from the set and it will be displayed like this. Okay, and for example, if I'm giving like BVC ITS, but BVC ITS there is no string in this particular. There is no such element in the given list, but it will not throw any error. Okay, if you are giving this remove method in BVC ITS like this, remove of BVC ITS, it will throw an error. Okay, so this is the yesterday's assignment question. So now today I would like to move to the new topics. Okay. Standard set operations. Okay, I have to complete this first of all. After that, I will go to the dictionaries data type. Okay, so we have only two. We have pending two data types, namely Boolean and dictionary data type. Okay, so anyway, we will move today up to dictionaries concept. So because basically data types plays a key role in programming. So don't worry, guys. It almost takes I think 1 week time. But don't worry, because in programming, you know what is a set and all, what is the use of list and what is the use of tuple, in which way places it will be used. Okay, so very soon you will know. So let me complete the standard set operations. So now the capacity, okay, 222, fine. Okay, so basically we have the operations like in our 10th class and intermediate studies, we are studying about union, intersection, difference. These are the things. Okay, so you can perform those methods. You can perform those operations in this by using this set. Okay, so let me take a union. So union means it is a set of elements. That means it will group the elements. Okay, so this symbol is called a pipeline symbol. So let me showcase. So actually we have a symbol called pipeline. That means basically it can be used like OR symbol in programming like C and Java. But here you can use this operator as a pipeline operator. Pipeline operator. Okay, so this is called pipeline operator. So here We are using like a pipeline operator to union the A and B values. So let me take an example for better understanding. So basically we know some operations like union, intersection, okay. But every time I'm covering the operations and methods of both in a single example, okay. Because union is one of the method, okay. That means you can access by using a object like a dot. So this is union is a method actually, okay. So whenever you are giving A or B, this is an operator actually, okay. But this is a method. That means you can perform the same operations by using these two kind of things, okay. So union, intersection, difference, symmetric difference, E subset, E subset. So if you read the material, you will understand what is it. But I will explain through examples only for easy understanding, guys. Okay. So let me take an example, guys. I am taking A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So is there any common element in A and B? Is there any common element? Is there any common element, guys? Please use a chat box, guys. 1 minute. Sometimes it is hiding in my chat box. Why it is happening like this? Alt H. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, fine. But common elements will be displayed in some other time. But I'm just telling like A B means A union B means we will display all the elements. Okay. But common elements will be printed as unique only. Okay. So let me complete first. Now I got the chart. Okay, fine. That's not an issue. Oh, very good, Vamshita. Excellent. That is correct answer, absolutely. Okay, let me give an example. These are the diagrams you are studying in intermediate, I think so, right? Okay, intermediate or 10th class. Okay, so here, for example, AB. Okay, let me take A value, B values. Okay, so now I'm taking A value, B value. What is union means? It's a set of all elements from both sets. Okay, if we have the common elements, okay, that means 4, 5 repeated 2 times, as you told in the chart box, right? So it will be displayed only one time because set does not allow that means repeated values. It's only take a unique values only. Okay, so let me take an example. So I will run here. So now I'm taking A value, B value. This is just comment lines for understanding easily. Okay, you don't need to type this, no problem. Print A or B. So R, that means this is called pipeline operator. So A pipeline B. That means whenever you are giving A pipeline B, in mathematics you will use like a U operator, U, A union B like this. Okay, but here there is no such operator because here U is in a character only, alphabet only. Okay, so let me run this, guys. So now I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is repeated twice. So that's why it is displayed only one time. If you're giving like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 individually, you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is called first one. And you can also print those values instead of giving like A or B operation. You can give like print of A dot union of B. Let me comment this, guys. Let me comment line. I'm commenting the A or B, that means A pipeline B operation. Okay, and let me run this again. So now I'm getting the same output. So there is no difference. You access this union operation by using union method or pipeline operator. Okay, so this is the first example. So hope you understand easily. So this is called union. So that's the reason I am printing like a diagram like A union B means all elements of A and B will be displayed. Okay, so in the material I have to explain one thing. Try the following examples on Python shell. That means we have Python shells also there in the execution part, like python.org website is there. So whenever you download that, in the first class I have told that if you are using old laptops or old systems, you can download the app like python.org website. You can download the Python software there. So in that there is one shell is there. Okay, you can run those programs like a dot union of b. It will display like directly. It will get the value like this. If you are not giving the print method, also it will get the value like this. Okay, so that's the reason I'm liking like Python shell, because you have to know everything. So that's the reason only I'm mentioning like if you want to execute in the Spider or Colab, you can just add a print method, print a dot union b. So if I'm giving like b dot union of a, it's both the same, because whether a union b means a union b means set of all the elements of a and b, it will be printed, and that means b dot union of a means it will also get the same result. If you are giving like b here, so I'm giving like a here. Okay, so now I'm executing the program again, you will get the same output. There is no difference at all. Okay, so let me move to the next operation, guys. Okay, so I will move a little bit faster. I hope you understand easily. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please let me know in the chat box, please. Okay, so intersection. So intersection is the next operation to apply in the set data type. So intersection means whenever you are having the elements a and b. Okay, so you told just the 4, 5 are the common elements, right? So that means intersection of a and b is a set of elements that are common in both of the sets. Okay, that means, for example, let me take an example, guys. So this can be performed by using AND operator. So you have to know clearly. So here I am declaring like AND. Okay, so this operator is nothing but a intersection operator. Okay, intersection operator, because this symbol is not there actually, right? Here the same symbol can be, you can use like a and b. If you're using like a and b, in bitwise it is also in bitwise operations, right? So don't confuse, guys. Okay, because whenever you are applying that a and b with binary values, it will done a and b. Okay, so because we have here a, r, b, and b, these are the operators we have studied earlier in the bitwise operators, I think so, right? So because in logical and you can just declare like a and d and, but bitwise and means you have to give like a and b, a, r, b like this. Okay, so that means don't confuse. So this a and b, that means if you are using a and b with binary values, that will be performed as a bitwise operations. But here you are combining the elements. For example, let me give a clarity with these are the set elements. Okay, so that is completely different concept, because some operators, let me compare, a plus operator is there. So whenever you are using a string objects, it will get concatenation. Whenever you are using a integer operands, it will get addition. That means the plus can be accessed a different way based on the situations. Okay, so this is also called as a operator overloading. Okay, so let me complete. For example, if I'm taking like a BVC, if I'm taking like BVC here, okay, let me take a another data type like 9.45. Okay, 9.45. Let me give union. Okay, it will also be done, because here this ARB is nothing but not a bitwise operation. This is a completely, because it can be applied different data types. Here we are using a BVC is a string. Okay, so you cannot not only perform using numbers only, you can perform any other data types also, because you can use either string or float or whatever it may be, it will get the same result. Okay, so hope you understand, guys. Right, next. Now coming to the intersection, we have AND operator. The same can be accomplished by using the intersection method. Okay, so as you know that the union is a method, just now I told like, so in the same way we are using an intersection method. The intersection is a predefined method. That means it is a simple, the Python is very simple language. Why? Because it is just using like, okay, it is just using like a English statements. Okay, so for example, if you would like a power, that means math.pow, it is a operator. And some student has raised the hand. Do you have any doubt? Please mention the chat box. Otherwise, I will give the option to unmute yourself. Okay. So if you have any doubts, please mention the chat box, guys. Yes, fine. Okay, very good. Venn diagrams. Yes, Sushma, you are absolutely correct. Yes, fine. So let me move to the next concept, intersection. So now let me take an example, guys. So A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am taking a common element like 4, 5. Okay. So whenever I am doing print A and B, okay. So it is very easy. If you want execution, definitely I will explain. But it is taking a lot of time, guys. So I'm 1 hour is not sufficient for me actually. But unfortunately, your internet is also coming down, because almost you are using 5 hours class. Okay. So 1 minute. Okay, let me take an example. A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, So I'm using AND operator. I'm printing output also in the comment line. Let me remove this. It's not an issue. So now I'm running the program, guys. Okay. So A and B. I'm getting the 4 5 because it is a intersection B. So you can access this method same like A dot, just A dot. Okay. Just to give you a tab. Just give a tab. So you're getting like intersection. So then just double click on it. You will get a B here. Okay. Now let me run this again. You will get 4 5. There is no difference at all. Okay. So you can access by using both. Like we are having like operator math import like this. Okay. You can perform the all arithmetic operators, add, sub, mul methods like this. Here you can also have such methods. Okay. So next, this is intersection. Let me move a little bit faster, guys. So here you can also like B that intersection of A. Then it is also displayed like 4, 5. Okay. Next, set difference. This is the next operation like set difference. Okay. So difference is an operator like minus actually. This is subtraction operator actually. But here you are using a set difference operator. 1 minute. Sometimes my chart is not visible in 1 minute, guys, please. Anyway, no problem. So set difference. Okay. So let me take an Venn diagram here. A, B. Okay. So for example, difference that means set difference means A minus B is a set of elements that are only in A but not in B. Okay. But not in B. So you should understand clearly what is the difference between A minus B and B minus A also. Okay. Let me clear an example with clear example, guys. Okay. I'm taking A and B here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm telling that what is meant by set difference. It is clearly telling that. Okay. It is clearly telling that. 1 minute. Let me show set difference. Okay. So this is called A minus B. A minus B is a set of elements that are only in A but not in B. That means those elements cannot be in B. Okay. So one see here. For example, this is an example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this 4, 5 is not existed in B. That means A minus B. That means 4, 5 is there in B. That means it will be removed. Then A minus B means only 1, 2, 3 will be displayed. This is called A minus B. Difference of two sets. It can be accessible by using the method is called difference. Okay. So this is called difference. So here this is called as a set difference. The method is called as a difference only. Okay. Method name is also difference only. So if you want to run this code, I will run, no problem. Let me remove this. So I'm getting 1, 2, 3, guys. I'm getting 1, 2, 3. I think, hope you understand, guys. 1 minute. Give me some time. I will ask one question. Good explanation with execution part. Dear students, all of you be regular to Python classes. And thank you very much, Ram Kumar Garu. Do you want to speak with me? Ram Kumar sir, HOD sir. I will give the unmute option to you, sir. You can speak with me, sir.
Yeah, continue, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Your class.
Yeah, okay, sir. I think your voice is not audible to me. Fine, sir. No problem.
Your session is so interactively, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You can continue. Continue, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank
request
you.
all the students, please be regular to all the classes, and especially Python classes, because this is the very, very, very important subject. This is the basic class, and basis. This is the basis for all the other languages also. I request all our.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. So let me continue. So for example, I would like to give B minus A. I would like to give B minus A. You have to tell me the answer, guys. B minus A. Can you please tell me what is the answer now? Please mention the chat box. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very good, guys. Very good. Everybody is telling correct answer. Everybody is telling correct answer. Okay, fine. Very good. Thank you, thank you. So let me run this, guys. Let me run this. So it is getting 867. That means the last line is A minus B. You don't confuse. Okay. So that means 678 or 768 or 867. You can get any order because set is a unordered element. That means I'm getting 678. This is called B minus A. So next I will move to the next concept, guys. Difference. So I think hope you understand what is. You can access by using A dot difference of B. It can be accessible like you can give like A dot difference of B. Okay. So just I'm giving like. So let me comment these two lines. So let me run this, guys. So now 1 minute. I had done anything wrong. Initialize A and B. Haven't done anything wrong, guys. Please see once. At line 1, initialize A and B. Okay. No problem. Let me run again. Yes, I'm getting now. Okay. So now I'm getting difference. That means I'm display. I got the output like 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is also done by using difference method. So up to now we have completed three concepts. So let me move to the next operation, guys. Symmetric difference. Symmetric difference. You have to understand very clearly. Like, so I'm just giving a simple example here. What is meant by symmetric difference of a set? So you are having a and B. So it is a set of elements in A and B, but not in both. So you should understand the basic difference, guys. Okay. What is the symmetric difference? Okay. Symmetric difference means, for example, let me take an example. It can be displayed. It can be displayed by using the operator like OR. Okay. Actually, this is called XOR operator in bitwise operators. But this symbol is also acts like a symmetric difference operator in sets. Okay. So let me take an example. Here you should understand the basic difference. A and B in set of elements in A and B, but not in both. That means that element should not be in both. For example, this is the program. Okay, this is the program I'm displaying like. So for example, I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So in both the sets, 4, 5 is there. In both the sets, you observe that 4, 5 is there. That means that part will not be printed. So this is called symmetric difference. That's all. That's all. It's very easy. Okay. So you can access this by using the methods called symmetric underscore difference. So this is the very easy example. So now I'm giving a or a. That means this is not R. This is called, this is symmetric difference. That is A exclusive or B. The common elements will be removed. So that's the reason only I'm giving the diagram like this. This is called symmetric difference. Hope you understand, guys. So I don't want to waste your time. I will move a little bit faster. You can execute this after completion of the class. Okay. So this is called A dot symmetric underscore difference of B. Then you will get like this 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. That means 4, 5 will be removed automatically. You can access from right to left also, like B dot symmetric difference also. Okay. So likewise we have another two operations are there. E subset and E superset is also there. E subset. What is meant by E subset method? So let me look at this diagram, guys. Okay. So here you can see here. So B is a superset actually. A is a subset. I think everybody understand like this. Okay. So this is a set. A is a subset of B. Set A is a subset of B, right? So that means, for example, I'm giving like a E subset of method return true if all elements of a set are present in another set. Okay. If all elements of a set are present in another set, then it returns true. Okay. Otherwise, it returns false. Let me take one example. E subset is a method now. It returns only true and false values. So let me take an example. So first of all, I would like to take these operations. 1 minute, guys. So let me clear the console. So let me run this. I'm getting true here. In the first operation, I'm giving like A dot subset of B. For example, okay. So I'm getting the values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all the values in A 1, 2, 3 is displayed in the subset of B. Yes, that means then whatever the elements you are giving like 1, 2, 3, these are already part of the B. Then it will return true. Okay, now it is reverse. B dot is subset of A. It is not true because 4, 5 is there in B. those are not there in A. So that means B is not a subset of A. So then it returns false. Now I'm taking like A dot is subset of C. Let me take an example. 1, 2, 3 is there. Here 1, 2, 4, 5 is there. But I'm just asking E subset of C. Why A is subset of C? It will not subset of C because all the elements will not be in C here. So then it returns false. So C dot is subset of B. That means 1, 2, 5, 4, 5 is there in B also. Okay, except 3. That means all the four elements is there in the B. That means if you miss at least one element, it will return false. Okay, all the elements should be there. So these 1, 2, 4, 5 elements are there in B also. Now C dot is subset of B means it returns true only. It's a very easy example, guys. Okay. So likewise, this is completely opposite to the superset. So now you can understand easily what is a superset now. So each superset is a method in the set. So this is also the same diagram. I did not change anything. So let me take an example, guys. Let me take an example directly. Sir, if you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box. I will definitely clarify your doubts. So don't worry. So see here. So A dot is superset of B. A dot is superset of B. That means now this is the subset B. A is the superset. That means all the elements are there. This is, for example, A dot is superset of B. That means B ki superset A avutunda avada ani check chestadu anamata. Yes, because 1, 2, 3 is there in A. Then I am getting true. B dot is superset of A. I am just recalling reverse. No, it cannot be possible because 4, 5 is there here. Okay. So these are not the superset of A. So that's the reason it is getting false. So let me give you C dot is superset of B. All the elements are same in C and B. It returns true only. Okay. So this is the various set operations. Let me move faster to the next data type. So we have only 2 data types. Now we'll move to the dictionary data type in Python. So actually these are very important data types, especially you are doing in data science applications. Okay. But when I am telling about dictionary data type, you are telling like it's a waste concept, like, okay, but it's not a waste concept. It will be very useful in data science concepts, guys. Okay, so hope you understand, because this is just like a retrieval purpose. Okay, so let me take an example first. It's like a key value pair. For example, I will tell you a simple way to understand easily why it is called as a dictionary. For example, it should be in an order. Like dictionary means it should be meaningful. That means you are getting all the synonyms, all the words meanings will be displayed in the dictionary, right? So that means should be in a proper order also. So for example, if you are having a textbook, okay, if you are using a Python textbook, you want to revise the concepts of a tuple, okay. So how you will go for a tuple directly? You don't, for example, if the book contains 500 pages book, how far you go? By using index, right? By using index. That means whenever you are finding an index, you will find to the particular key. That means whatever the item you are searching, that should be key. And value, that means in which page it will be located. And for example, now tuple is there in 35 pages. Okay. So that is the way you are this. In the same way, dictionary will be used like this. Okay. But it is very easy process like set only, because this is also the same concept like set only. So here also we are using the curly braces. We already discussed about this in earlier, that is in the yesterday's class. Whenever you are using a empty set, it will display like a dictionary class. So wrong method, right method, correct method, I told already, guys, yesterday. Okay. Anyway, let me move to the dictionary data type in Python. Dictionary is a collection of unordered key value pairs. Again, it is telling unordered. That means it will get in any order. So if you take the elements in your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will get like 4, 3, 4, 5 to 1 like this. Okay. So it will get any order. Okay. So hope you understand, guys. Next. Now it should be in curly braces. Okay. So it should be accessible whenever you are having a huge amount of data. You should understand first, because whenever I'm telling dictionary data type, it's like a very easy concept. Okay. But it is a very interesting concept to retrieve the data faster. That's why I told that it will be very useful in data science applications. Okay. So values are enclosed in curly brace, and each value is a pair in the form of a key and value. Just now I told like key, colon, value. Okay. So both key and value can be of any type. That means you can take either integer or float or string, whatever it may be. Okay. So and we can retrieve the value using the key, but we cannot do vice versa. That means we can retrieve the value using the key. Whenever you would like to find out the value, you can access by using the key, but you cannot do by using reverse. That means vice versa you cannot do. Like if you are having a value, you cannot retrieve the key. Okay, so this is the basic difference you have to understand clearly. Next, I would like to move a little bit faster, guys. So please hope you understand, and let me execute this program. This is a best general example. If you are having any exam in the second day semester examination, if you are getting like what is a dictionary data type, it will get, for example, 5 marks or 8 marks. You can just like what is a dictionary, you can write like this. Okay, so every time I will tell only easy way to explain the first program will be very easy. Okay, so just like A equal to key colon 1 value and column 34. I'm just giving a simple example. Here 1 is a key and 34 is a value, but you can take here integer value or float value, and key is not mandatory here. That means you can you can give any other code. Like for example, I would like to give color. You can give like color colon red. You can give like this also. Key is just you understand better. That's the reason only I am giving like a key. Okay, so I will modify anyway. So in further examples you will understand better. Okay, so let me explain first. Key 1, I'm getting key 1 value 34, and please understand the basic difference. In set you are having a list of elements separated by comma, but here the key value pair should be there. Okay, you can easily remember that whether it is a set or a dictionary. Okay, so you can easily understand, you don't worry about for this. Okay, so let me take a print of here. That means I'm getting all the values in the key will be print, all the dictionary elements will be printed. Print type of here, that means here you are getting a class dictionary. Okay, this is a basic example. First of all you should understand this. Okay, so dictionaries in Python are collective key value pairs. You already explained this. So comma colon is mandatory. Okay, that means colon is mandatory here. Okay, colon is not a semicolon, it is a colon. Next, also keys in dictionary must be unique. Just now I told that it is unique. That means you don't repeat that keys values. Okay, for example, I am giving like color. You don't want to give color again. Okay, I will tell an example. No problem. You will understand better. Values can be repeated and they can be of any data type. So just now I told like. So how to create a dictionary in Python? Okay, so like we have tuple constructor, like we have set constructor, we have dict constructor. Dict, this is just like inbuilt method. So you can take it simply like dict equal to empty curly brace. 1 minute. Okay, so now I'm telling like dict1 equal to empty curly brace. Whenever you are giving us empty curly brace, it will take as only dictionary only. It will not take a set. As you yesterday, this is only I explained. Okay, so let me run these 2 lines first. Okay, so it is just like a dict. You can display like print type of dict1. It will display the dictionary only. Okay, you can check, no problem. And dict1 equal to color colon pink. Just now I told like the color colon pink. Here color is a string. I have enclosed in double quotes, and pink is a value. Shape square. So let me run this. Color pink and shape square. Okay, so it's just like a key value pair. That's all. That's a simple example. Okay, and you can give any other values like also. Here you can give integer float also at the same time, because this dictionary is a collection of elements of different data types only. Next, dict1 equal to color colon pink. Okay, creating a dictionary with duplicate values. Duplicate, you can remember this line, duplicate values. So let me give you clarity, guys. Here I am taking a pink and here I am taking a pink. Okay, so let me run this. So now I am getting the same output. It is not getting any error, because values can be of any type, and it should be repeated twice or three times. Okay, that's not an issue. So now creating a dictionary using dict. So the same can be done using dict method also. That just now I told like dict. Dict is a predefined function. So let me run this. That means this is the alternative function of this line. Okay, let me run this. Okay, color colon pink, shape colon square. But here I told that the values will be in here also pink is there, here also pink is there. So I did not explain about key value. That means if your key is repeated, what will happen? I will tell you. No, don't worry. So I will move line by line. Okay. So now I am getting a point like. So we are allowed to have duplicate values. But then how about duplicate keys? What happens when we have the duplicate keys in a dictionary? Okay. So let me check this code. So now I'm getting color colon pink, shape colon square, color colon red again. That means here color, the value is not similar. All are differentiated like this. Okay, but here color is a key. It is repeated twice. You should remember this. Okay, so now I'm running this program. In the above code, we have used the key color twice. Here at first we have assigned the value pink. 1 minute, guys. You should understand the basic difference first. Whenever you are giving two values like this, color pink and color red, it is getting the output only red only. It is getting the output only red only. It is not printing the pink. Why? Because, okay, I will show definitely. So color is repeated twice. That means key repeated twice. Here at first we have assigned the value pink to it and then the value red, in which the value pink is overwritten by the value red. Hence, when the dictionary is printed, the value red also alone gets printed. So that's the pink will not be printed. Okay. In simple way, a key always gets overwritten with the last assigned value, and also duplicate keys in a dictionary will lead to the loss of values. So duplicate keys your values will be lost. So let me take an example, and you have to understand the basic very important note here. Okay. Dictionary keys are case sensitive. Same name but different cases of key value will be treated as distinctly. For example, if you are differentiating like color COLOR small letters, C capital letter, then you will get different values. For example, let me execute this line to understand better. Okay, so then you can understand very easily how duplicate values should be allowed in a dictionary, guys. So let me run this first. So actually this is a error actually, because it's not an error. This value will be overwritten by red. So let me run this code first. So now I'm getting color red, shape square. Okay. So let me change this C color. This just I'm changing C should be in capital letter. Okay. I'm just changing C capital letter. This C is small letter. So you will get 3 outputs now. That means 3 key value pairs will be get in the output. So color pink, shape square, color red, because this key and this key is different. Because Python is a case sensitive language. Whenever you are taking a small a and capital A in both variables, you can treat it as a different variables, not as the same variable. For example, I'm declaring like a equal to 10. I'm declaring like a equal to 10. Okay. So I'm declaring like a equal to 10. I'm declaring like a capital A equal to 20. Okay. Print of small a, and I'm printing of print of capital A. Okay. So you will get 10 and 20 in the output screen. Okay. Whenever you are changing small capital A becomes small a. Okay. So then you will get the value only 20, because here A assigned a value 10. Now I am assigning a value A to 20. So whenever I am printing print of A, I am getting only 20, because this value will be replaced with A value. The same way here also it is done. Okay. Hope you understand, guys. Are you following my class? So 1 minute. Are you following? Am I clear, guys? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Very good. So I think today nobody is asking those. Okay. Fine. So I think it's easy, or hope you are understanding or not. I think. Okay. Anyway, you are telling you are following my class. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Fine. Next. 1 minute, guys. Okay. Fine. So let me move a little bit faster. So now hope you understand what is the difference and all. In the same way, you can find actually nested dictionaries. Actually, this concept is not covered in our syllabus. Just I have mentioned for understanding. As you know, like nested set, nested tuple, when you are using a tuple inside another tuple. So that is called nested tuple. In the same way, you can use nested dictionaries concept. That means nested means, so it's like a nested. That means nested and goodu antaru. So that means nested means whenever you are giving a pair like a dictionary with another dictionary, or a key value with another key value. That means you are just having a set. That means you have mentioned in a curly brace, and again you are mentioning the curly braces. that means key value pair should be repeated twice at least. Okay, so that's the reason this is called as a nested dictionary. So let me give an example. Where can a nested dictionary be of use? So let me take an example, guys. So D equal to name John, age 37, software developer, city Bangalore, naming like a variable, email. So that is simple. But what if you want to store the details of hundreds of such employees? Actually, for example, if you want to store, I already told that dictionary concept is used in data science applications. That means whenever you are using a large set of data sets, hope you understand. I think finally students may understand very easily, because whenever you are doing a projects, okay, so even though they are having the examinations from 12th onwards, passed out students like 2020 passed outs like CSC from Samhita, and many of the students, Manoj, are attending regularly this 1 hour class. I'm very happy to be here. Like, okay, I'm very happy because of you guys. Because even though you are having external examinations, you are not missing a single class of Python today. I mean, every day I'm checking every day. Are you attending regularly or not? Okay. Actually, this is just for only up to current final years. But you are also listening very carefully, like for MCA students also listening. I don't want to mention their names. So, but they are also listening. Okay, some students are there. I think Sirisha, Chandni, like, okay. So, okay. So I'm very happy. And yesterday, I think Chandni asked one question in the feedback link. So it cannot be possible. Whatever you said, that is absolutely right. It cannot be possible, Chandni. Okay. So you mentioned one question in the chat, in the feedback link. That's the reason I'm telling. And they are addicted to your Python. Thank you, Ravi sir. Okay, fine. I'm very happy, fine. And I would like to tell you one thing, guys. Tomorrow I don't want to take class because of ICET examination is scheduled from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5:30 p.m. I think so. Okay, so around 5:30 I will be in the college only. So I will take the class on Sunday. So hope you understand, guys. So tomorrow there is no Python class. So day after tomorrow the class will be conducted as usual. Even though 11th also examination is there, ICET examination. But afternoon slot we don't have the slot in our college, so it's not an issue. Okay, so that's the reason tomorrow only I'm suspending the class. Okay, so I will take on Sunday. Okay, so don't worry. Next, let me continue. Next. So nested dictionaries can be used in such cases. If you're telling in this example, you don't know what is the use of and all, because whenever you're retrieving the data from data sets, so for example, what is a data set on all? Even data science means many of the students don't know what is a data science, what is a data sets. Many of the students don't know. Let me take a clear example, guys. For example, if you're taking like a some for example, I'm telling a simple example related to current situation. For example, if any persons are going for COVID test, okay, so they will check their symptoms like oxygen levels, they will check, BP levels will be checked, if fever, that means whether they are belongs to almost 99 above fever they are getting like this. So that means they maintained one data. So they are maintained lakhs of data. Okay, in the same way they are maintaining lots of data. So if they want to maintain in a website, it should be in the form of like a dictionary. So that means it can be accessible anywhere. So like means, for example, if they would like to find out, for example, who are getting a more fever, they can track using that particular key. What is a key? Fever is a key. Value, that means whatever the number they are saying. For example, for one person is having 104 fever, for example, I'm telling only. Okay, so that is the value. So this is the basic difference. Okay, so in such cases these applications will be used. But here when I am telling these examples, you can understand what is this purpose. So you don't know like this. Okay, so you will understand better very soon, don't worry. So let me create a nested dictionary with simple example. And let me just I would like to reduce the zoom. So next dictionary, this is just a variable. Nest underscore dict means it is not a predefined. You can give like the NES That's all. That should be enough. Okay, it's not a mandatory. I'm removing also, no problem. Okay, so you to understand better, I'm just removing. So I'm creating to understand easily dict one. That means this is just a dictionary one. Here, here in dictionary one, whenever you are using two dictionaries, you should mention in the curly brace, and after that you put one comma. This is just like one dictionary. So here you can tell like color red, shape square. Okay, so here whenever you're using strings, please give single quotation or double quotation. So if you're using a number, it's not a mandatory. Okay, dict 2. So color colon pink, shape colon red, round. So for example, I'm telling like here we are having two dictionaries. Let me run this, guys. Let me run this. So I'm getting dictionary. That means whatever the values you're giving like this, it will be displayed in curly braces. That's all. You're printing like this only. You don't know what is this purpose right now. Okay, but I'm telling that it will be used in data sets only. Okay, so whenever you are using for large amounts of data, it should be applicable. Okay, so then next, and to retrieve the data also, it should be very easy compared to list and all. Okay, so because here key index is there, right? So let me take an example, guys. So here whatever the output I am getting, so I am just giving a nested values explanation here. Dictionary 1, color red, shape square. So dictionary 2, color pink, shape round. So this is just like a nested values explanation. Okay, so how to add key value page to a nested dictionary? So it actually, this is not required. Actually, these are very lengthy topics. Like okay, please guys, secondary CSC student especially, you don't study these concepts. Okay, it's not an issue, because whenever you study all these concepts, you forget what is a data type also. Okay, so because your mind is only little bit now. Okay, so it's just like a ROM. It's just like a RAM, not ROM. Okay, so RAM is a temporary memory like you. So how to add key value page to a nested dictionary? Okay, so that means, for example, if you would like to add any key value page to a dictionary, okay, so this is the way to for example, I'm giving like a dictionary, basic dictionary here. I'm displaying like national dict of 3 equal to empty curly brace, and I am giving like dict of 3 and color that is equal to blue. Okay, so that means dictionary 3 of color means here it is not containing any dictionary 3, it is adding automatically. Okay, so and I am sending value that is blue, and I am giving a shape is square. So let me print this. Bank account number, bank account. Wait. Okay, fine. Let me run this, guys. Okay, I'm adding one dictionary to the existing dictionary. This is just simple example. You can understand very easily. Now I'm getting color blue and rectangle also added to the given dictionary. So I'm just giving. So this is the basic syntax. You understand better easily. So I will tell you very clearly. Don't worry. So this is just dictionary 1. And whenever you are having dictionary 1 and dictionary 2, up to here I'm having dictionary 2 only. If you would like to add, you have to give like a dict of dictionary 3 in square bracket. Okay, then you are giving a empty set. That means it is a dictionary. Then you have to add like 2 attributes. Okay, that attribute should be in dictionary 3, and that should be color equal to blue and shape equal to rectangle. That means dictionary 3 will be printed like this, and color will be blue, shape will be rectangle. So this is the way. Okay, so up to now this is fine. I think remaining concepts for 1 minute. Let me check once. How to add a dictionary to nested dictionary? It's a lengthy process, but you can understand through these notes. That's not an issue. Okay, because it is also same like this, but don't study all and all. Just give us. I will move to the examples because we have to cover so many concepts. Okay, so now I am giving appending. That means only you will forget about the nested dictionary. So let me move to the methods. Like yesterday we have discussed about the update method, right? So whenever you're using update method, you can join, you can concatenate any number of elements. Like, so in the same way, update method is used to add elements into an empty dictionary or an existing dictionary. Okay, that means you can add elements to an empty dictionary or an existing dictionary. So let me take an example, guys. Dictionary 1 equal to empty, and dictionary 2 equal to color colon blue, shape round, and dictionary 3 equal to size small, length 40 centimeters, weight 53 kgs. Okay, so appending to a new dictionary. For example, let me add like this dictionary 1 dot update. That means dictionary 1 does not contain any elements, right? So that means your elements will be, dictionary 2 elements will be added to the dictionary 1. Then if you are printing dictionary 1, then the elements will be displayed, dictionary 2 elements will be displayed in dictionary 1. That's all. Simple example. Okay. One minute, let me comment this because I'm not using this slide now. Okay. So I'm getting like here, I'm printing only dictionary 1. Okay. Update method is given because dictionary 2 elements all will be here only. You can give all these elements in the update bracket also. It is also fine. But to understand better, I'm creating another variable. Okay. So it is easy. Like you can understand very easily. Okay. So I'm printing dictionary 1 elements. I'm getting color blue, shape round. It is very easy. Just like yesterday, whatever I discussed about update method, it is completely absolutely true about this case also. In the same way, you can like dictionary 2 dot update of size small. For example, let me add another like size small. Okay. So for example, I'm adding this list. I'm adding again. Okay. I'm adding dictionary 2 dot update. Okay. Now I'm printing size and small. It will be added to this number. It will be added to the about dictionary. Okay. So in the previous case, I'm getting the whatever output here, whatever the output here, I'm getting here. Whenever I'm giving size colon small, just now I told that you can give directly elements also like this. Okay. I'm mentioning also. Okay. You can understand very easily, guys. Okay. So next, appending adder 2 or more dictionaries. You can also do like this. Dictionary 3 equal to, at a time you can do any number of elements like this. Okay. Here I'm giving only single element. You can give in multiple elements. Okay. So this is also fine. So next function. Okay. So using keys, that means for example, I'm giving a new value can be also added to a dictionary with a new key. For example, let me take an example. Appending a key value pair. For example, dictionary 1 contains color, shape, size. Okay. So you can add dictionary 1 of length. That means you just use a square bracket like index, because here you don't need to specify a 0th index for 1 index like this, because it is a unordered actually like sets. So dictionary 1 of length equal to 14 meters means it will be added automatically. That's it. This is called a appending key value pair to existing dictionary. Okay. So here I'm not using any method. It can be accessible directly. Okay. So that means direct method is there. So next, in the same way, we are using like accessing a value in a dictionary. 1 minute. Let me. Whenever I'm having any heading, I'm just underlining this. I think I forgot to underline this. So accessing a value in a dictionary. That means all the topics will be in a similar way. So hope you're getting bored. So don't worry, please. Accessing a value of a dictionary. For example, in the dictionary, you are having a values like this. Whenever you're declaring like dictionary 1 of shape, then square will be printed. If you would like to print what is the value in of color, if you would like to give dict 1 of color, it will get pink. That's all. Using keys also, you can retrieve the values of a dictionary. And using get method also, we have the predefined method like get. It should be accessible in dictionary to get the particular key. For example, just now I told that, for example, I'm telling like whenever you're telling like shape, it giving square, but you can access the same using get method. So whenever you're giving like get of color, it will be displayed like pink. That's all. It's very easy, guys. Okay, it's very easy. Next. So let me run this first. I'm skipping some things, but I think everybody knows like this. So because very easy concepts these are, but somewhat if you think like these are very clumsy, you can think like then only your mind will be disturbed. But it is very easy concept. Okay. So now let me give you clarity, guys. Dict1 dot get of shape. Okay. I'm getting like dict1 is this one. This is the variable name. Dot get is a predefined method. So this method will give the value of that particular key. So that means whenever I'm giving shape, it will give square. So let me give a, I would like to ask you one thing, guys. Dict1 dot get size. So you can easily understand now. Can you tell me what is the output of this line? Can you please tell me, guys? Oh, fine. Okay, everybody is listening very, today is very calm. All students are, okay, fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. All are correct. Okay. So, okay, fine. Thank you, guys. 1 minute. Let me forward the feedback link. So, I will complete the class within 5 minutes. So, as I promised you just now, I will complete the class by 6:30. I'm forwarding the today's feedback form link. Okay. So, I will be busy with some works. So, today I will complete the class by 6:30. Okay. So, 1 minute. Next. So changing key value in a pair. For example, I would like to change. I would like to update the values. Okay. So if you're giving like a color value is pink. Okay. Color value is pink. I'm changing the color value as blue. So now I'm getting blue. Okay. So you can easily understand like a value in a dictionary can be changed or modified or updated using its key. Just so that's very easy example, guys. Okay. So let me run this. Okay, especially for secondary CSC students, దయచేసి ఇన్ని కాన్సెప్ట్స్ దయచేసి ఎగ్జామ్కి మేము ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వకండి. మీరు ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలనుకోండి, అసలు మామూలుగా చెప్తున్నాను. ఇన్ని ప్రిపేర్ అయితే మైండ్ సరిపోదండి దయచేసి. ఓకే, సో 1 minute. Now I am getting dictionary of color equal to blue. Just I am changing that. Okay, so let me give another example. Like dictionary 1 of shape equal to. Okay. So instead of square, I am giving a rectangle, guys. Okay, rectangle. So let me print now. So now I am getting shape is rectangle and color is blue. So instead of pink, you can change that values also. That means dictionaries can be, you can change any other values like here. Okay. So 1 minute. Next. So using pop method. So yesterday we have discussed about the pop method, that random element will be deleted from the set, right? So if you're giving like a pop of size, that means this size 12 centimeters will be deleted automatically. Okay, so the pop method is used to delete a specific key value from a dictionary. For instance, let's say you want to delete the size from the below dictionary, then that size will be deleted automatically. Okay, so let me take, I don't want to take this example. I will give you an example like here, dictionary 1 dot pop of color. Okay, I'm giving like a dictionary 1 dot pop of color. I'm just only key only. Okay, so now I'm printing the key. Now I'm printing the dictionary. I'm getting shape square only because this will be deleted automatically, because pop is a method to remove the elements from a given set. Yesterday we have discussed about this, right? So like del method means it should be deleted. That means, for example, here we have like, it can be used to delete a particular value using its key, or it can be used to delete the entire dictionary also. We have two options here. It can be done this way. For example, if you would like to delete permanently, okay, pop method is just like a, you can remove the particular key and value pair, but dictionary for deletion function is used to delete the entire function also, entire dictionary also. Okay, for example, if you are giving like del of dict1 of color, it will be deleted, pink will be deleted automatically. Okay, and the output will be displayed like shape and size only. Here I mentioned clearly. But whenever you are using del dict1, okay, it will throw an error, because whenever the dictionary 1 completely will be deleted. Okay, so the basic difference between a pop and del you should understand very clear. So whenever you are using a pop function, the key value will be deleted from that particular function. In the same way, deleting a simple value from simple key value, you can also delete the particular element. But whenever you are using del function with complete dictionary, for example, let me run this del of dict1. Okay, let me take a syntax, del space dict1, that's it. Okay, now I would like to print a dict1. It is getting almost error, right? Because dict1 is deleted automatically. It is done, pop also done, but whenever you would like to print, it will get an error message. Okay, dict1 is not defined because dict1 is deleted currently. Okay, so that's the reason this is the other method. Next, I'm giving the error also, and clear method. So one of the method is there. This method can be used to delete all the key value pairs in a dictionary and return an empty dictionary. So these are the various examples. For example, you can easily check whether all the dictionaries, for example, if you can just give a dot, okay, if you just type a C, it will show like a clear. Okay, you will have a lot of functions. If you just know dot and put a tab, then you will get all the functions are there in the all the methods which are there in the dictionary. Okay, so these are the various methods. If you would like to know further, you can check this. Okay, no problem at all. Next. So next, so clear method. This is the clear method means it deletes all the key value pairs. It returns only empty set. That means all these elements will be deleted and it will be printed like this. Simple. Okay. So slicing, indexing is not possible here. So slicing is not there. It is impossible in dictionaries. Slicing. That means, for example, whenever you need to access slicing, you should mention 0:1, 1:0 like that. Okay. But here there is no slicing concept because there is no unindexed. That means indexing is not there here in the dictionary, like sets also. Okay, even sets also we do not have the facility to slice the particular elements. Okay, so this is up to today's class, guys. So hope you understand, everyone. So if you have any doubts, I will be here. So to clear the doubts, if you don't have any doubts, please exit, no problem. Okay, so thank you very much all of you. Stay home, stay safe. No, there is no push method here. Okay, so yes, fine, very good, good point. Okay, so let me give feedback link again. Okay, so if anyone missed, please, I will forward the material immediately. So please fill the form. So those students who are having doubts, please be here. I will wait. Some student is asking Kanna. So I have clearly mentioned that keys in a dictionary must be unique and must be immutable data types. That means keys. Okay, value should be, you can give any order. That's why you cannot predict that how it is immutable or immutable. You don't confuse like. Okay, so here I clearly mentioned in the notes. Okay, don't worry, guys. The keys in a dictionary must be unique and must be immutable data types. Okay, that means you cannot change that. Once you send the key, you cannot change that key value, right? I have already explained, guys. Some student is asking in the chat box. That's the reason I am telling you. So you can go to the material. You can understand very easily. Okay. I think in the explanation we have missed that concept. Anyway, I think everybody knows what is this and all. Okay. So fine. So let me save this. Nobody is asking doubts today. Fine. Thank you. Okay, fine. Thank you. Hope you understand, everyone. So nobody is having doubts today. Thank you, Samhita. I wish you all the best for your exams. సో మీకు ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు కొంచెం ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ 5:30 దాకా ఉంటుందేమో, మరి క్లాసులు యాక్చువల్లీ క్యాన్సిల్ చేయమని అంటున్నారు. సో ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు మరి ఏం జరుగుతుందో చూద్దాం. ఓకే, ఒకవేళ మీకు ఏదైనా క్లాస్ మిస్ అయింది అనుకుంటే కనుక మీకు సెకండ్ సిఎస్సి స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎవరైనా తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు ఉంటే వాళ్ళ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఉంటుందండి. వాళ్ళ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో అంటే వాళ్ళ గ్రేట్ లెర్నింగ్ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ తీసుకుంటే నా క్లాస్ 24 hours తర్వాత ఆటోమేటిక్గా రికార్డింగ్ వాళ్ళకి పోస్ట్ అయిపోద్దండి. సో మీరు కూడా చూడొచ్చు, అంటే మీరు అందులో లేరు కాబట్టి సో మీకు తెలియదు అంతే. ఓకే, మాకు ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్గా ఉంది సార్. Don't stop the classes. Some student is saying from finally this మాకు ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ గా ఉంది, దయచేసి ఆపొద్దు అన్నారు. ఓకే సార్, మల్టిపుల్ డిక్షనరీస్ అంటే నెస్టెడ్ డిక్షనరీస్ సార్. నా డిక్షనరీస్ లో ఉండే ఇంకొక డిక్షనరీ, అంతకుమించి ఏదేం కాదు. తీసుకోవచ్చండి. యూఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ వన్ క్వశ్చన్, డిక్షనరీలో ఫ్లోట్లు తీసుకోవచ్చా? ఫ్లోట్ అంటే ఏ డేటా ఏమైనా తీసుకోవచ్చు. జస్ట్ నో ఐ హావ్ గివెన్ లైక్ సైజ్. ఓకే, సైజ్ 12 centimeters. You can give 12.5. That's not an issue. Okay, So, and some faculty is asking, and sir, are your videos available in YouTube? Actually, this is a big process to upload all the videos into the YouTube. I'm not getting a direct link of YouTube. Okay, so I have to download this from Glade Learning platform, and I need to cut. That means video cutter should be there, because I have to cut some parts like because I have to be here almost 10 minutes before. So I have to cut those that particular part, and then the last doubts part also will be truncated automatically. Then I will post it there. So there is a lot of method, because some busy schedules I am not doing that. Okay, so that's the reason I'm telling. If you want that, second CSC students are having almost 124 students are there. All the students are having their credentials. If you take their credentials, if you have missed any class, you can listen that class after 24 hours. That means now my class will be recording will be there after 24 hours. Okay, so you can listen there. And faculty is asking about nested dictionary. Let me explain what is a nested dictionary. So this is one of the example, like multiple dictionary you are asking. Multiple dictionary is nothing but a nested dictionary only, sir. So dictionary means, for example, we have a lot of methods, like for example, till now we did not discuss about the if method, if conditional statement. If you're giving like if, okay, and we are like in C language, we are giving like if, another if. Okay, so actually this is called as a nested if in C language actually. Okay, so likewise, that means one dictionary contain another dictionary is nothing but a nested dictionary. That's all, simple thing. So that means whenever you're telling this line only, this is a simple dictionary. But nested dictionary means you are using two dictionaries with separated by comma, and you have to give the key and value pair. If you are not giving a key value pair, it will get automatically, it will get error message. Okay, I'm just giving it like this. I'm not giving any element. I'm just giving like I'm running the program, guys. Okay, I'm getting error. That means, because I don't want to do all these things, because you know this is a syntax. You have to give key value pair. So if your key is missed, if your value is missed, it will get automatically, it will get the error message like this. Okay, so let me Control Z. So Control Z is just a shortcut key to undo. Okay, so it is very important bit, especially in the interview point of view and bank exams also. Okay, so Control Z, okay, is a symbol for undo. Okay, so Control Y is for redo. Okay, so గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. సో మనం బ్యాక్ తెచ్చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట. అండు అంటే చేసిన చేంజెస్ ని మళ్ళీ మనం బ్యాక్ తెచ్చుకోవచ్చు, అలా కంట్రోల్ Z అంటారు అనమాట. ఓకే, సో దట్స్ ద రీజన్. నేను ఇప్పుడు మీరు కంట్రోల్ Y కొట్టాను అనుకోండి, ఇందాక పోతుంది అనమాట రెడ్, అంతకుమించి ఏం కాదు. ఇది షార్ట్ కట్ కీస్ బట్ ఓకే, అంతే కదా. చాలా ఉంటాయి షార్ట్ కట్ కీస్, మనం సవారి నేర్చుకోవాలనుకుంటే ఎప్పుడైనా చెప్తాను కానీ. సో అంటే మా షార్ట్ కట్ కీస్ నేర్చుకోవడం వల్ల ఏంటంటే మనకి ఈజీగా టాస్క్లు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇది అనుకోండి, కంట్రోల్ B, బోల్డ్ తగ్గిపోద్ది అనమాట. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ డెఫినేషన్ అని ఉంది కదా, దీనికి ఒకేసారి క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్ చేయాలనుకోండి, షిఫ్ట్ F3 కొట్టాలి. షిఫ్ట్ F3 కొడితే క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్స్ వచ్చేస్తాయి ఆటోమేటిక్గా. లేదు సార్ నాకు స్టార్టింగ్ లెటర్ ఒకటే క్యాపిటల్ రావాలి అనుకుంటే, స్టార్టింగ్ లెటర్ స్మాల్ వచ్చి స్టార్టింగ్ లెటర్ అన్ని స్మాల్ పెట్టుకోవచ్చు, మళ్ళీ స్టార్టింగ్ లెటర్ ఒకటే క్యాపిటల్ పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. షిఫ్ట్ F3 అనమాట షార్ట్ కట్ ఇది. ఓకే, కొంతమంది అన్ని క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్లు పెట్టాలనుకుంటే ఇది అంతా కూర్చొని టైప్ చేస్తారు కొంతమంది. అలా ఏం అట్లేదు, షిఫ్ట్ F3 కొడితే ఇట్ విల్ బి డన్ ఆటోమేటికల్లీ. సో దిస్ ఈస్ a shortcut. There is different shortcuts are there in the computer keyboard. Okay, so hope you understand. And okay, nested dictionaries and retrieve. Yes sir, you can retrieve. I have already given in the material. Okay, so and some student Veni have given a task to you. I think 505 Anjani have informed something, because you are shortlisted for TCS Code Vita. Some students are having interview tomorrow. Okay, so finally student Shurya having interview tomorrow. Okay, so yes, Monica is telling that she already informed. Yes, okay, so I wish you all the best, Veerveni. So you will have a TCS Code Vita interview, and you can update your knowledge. Okay, so and in the meanwhile, whenever you are telling your introduction, please tell that you are good in Python. Okay, so definitely they will ask what is mutable data type, what is the list and all. Okay, definitely you will get the job in TCS. I wish you all the success. Okay, so thank you. Okay, fine. And sir, Ravi sir, your doubt is clear. So in the same way, you can give like key value pair. Okay, so but you have to give two dictionaries at least. Okay, and you should mention in again one single curly brace. That's all. That's the simple thing only. Okay, that means this is the one pair, this is another pair, and each and everything, that means all things should be in single square bracket. That means single curly brace, and total will be in total curly brace like this. So this is one dictionary, this is another dictionary. This is called nested dictionary. Simple thing, sir. So once go through the material, you can understand very easily. These are very easy concepts, I think. We'll see what is their use in very future. Okay, so thank you guys, all of you. I think hope your doubts clear today. So I'm very happy. Okay, so today I think don't have any doubts. I think so. Okay, so let me conclude. Stay home, stay safe. All the best, guys. Take care.